Hello, it's Bailey, and I am doing the 1,000 Doors Readathon. I am literally sitting here in my windowsill in front of a window because it's like 5 p.m. and I'm about to lose sun. But the 1,000 Doors Readathon will be starting in my time zone in about an hour. And I have been anxiously anticipating this because I am 100% a planner when it comes to my reading. I'm not a mood reader at all. And this is a choose your own adventure readathon, and the prompts have not been released yet. Like, we'll be finding them out as the readathon starts. You'll get your first one, and then from there you'll choose your next ones. So just the fact that I don't even know what I'm gonna read this week is stressing me out a little bit. But it's so close to time, so next time you see me, I will be reacting to the, I think it starts with 3 first like places to start. Okay, so if you know me at all, I always fail at time zones. So I was an hour off earlier, and so I ended up having to leave. I was going to dinner with my husband's family. It's his dad's birthday. So now I'm behind on getting to these videos, but I'm about to find out the first prompts. My computer's turning on now. I'm gonna get to the videos. I think I'm gonna watch Meg's first and then go from there. Okay, the computer's being too slow, so I'm gonna watch the first one on my phone because I have no patience.
So, the first doors have opened. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan if you are new here, and welcome to the first prompt of the 1,000 Doors Readathon. Most of you probably already know what's going on if you clicked on this video, but each of us 3 have kind of themed the prompts that we'll be giving throughout this journey in a really kind of special and unique way. And so mine is going to be memes. Could it be anything else? So basically I'm going to show you a meme and you have to pick a book that fits the vibe of that meme, however you interpret that. This is completely open to interpretation. After I've given you the meme, which is your prompt, you can basically either just click off if you know what book you want to read for already, or I'm going to give you some suggestions as to how you could interpret the meme. And the ways that I give, I'm by no means like the only ways you can interpret it. It's just me trying to give you a bit of a help if like you don't know quite how to interpret it or you just want some ideas. Without further ado, shall we just see the first prompt? I think we should. Okay, so your first prompt is this. That's history. Queen Whitney herself said, that's history. And I think maybe won something in the Goodreads Choice Awards, maybe has won a literary award. Anything that's got that kind of influence in the book world, I think would also count however you want. It doesn't have to be something like that. Now, you gotta go away and read your...
and they're too small.
Oh, so I got new gloves?
You wanna try them on?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're supposed to be good.
They're kind of stiff to be for work.
Okay, so maybe I can wear them in. Maybe I'll put them in fucking water tomorrow and see if I can kind of...
Water?
Loosen them up, you know?
Yeah, I understand.
Here, pull it off.
I understand that. If it's my hand and not yours. Will you shut the thing?
Cold all winter still.
We can get a new one.
Goodbye, Bailey's good subscribers. We love you.
book. I hope you enjoy it, and come back here when you've finished it and you will see the end screen, which will have 4 choices to take you on to your next prompt. So don't forget to bookmark this video. You don't want to lose it. Bookmark it right now. Okay, now go and read.
Okay, so thoughts on Meg's video. Basically, I'm taking from that to read like a historical book, and she actually mentioned a book I own but wasn't planning on reading this month. But I have something else in my mind that I would maybe read for that prompt, but I'm still gonna find out what the other starting ones are and decide from there. Okay, so next I'm gonna watch Tasman's. The intro's so cute with the door.
Hello everybody, my name is Tasman May from the channel Two Books and Tasman, and welcome to the first ever 1,000 Doors Readathon. My first prompt for you is to read a book that feels like the TV show Breaking Bad. Now you can interpret this in any way that you like.
Okay, so her prompt was to read a book that reminds you of Breaking Bad, which I think there's probably quite a few thrillers that I could fit into that. So Meg's was off of a meme, and now Tasman's is off of a TV show, so I'm curious what like Emma's theme's gonna be. But let's watch the final one.
But if you're here to take part in the readathon, you are in the right place. Okay, all of the admin out of the way, let's start the readathon itself. Are you ready for your first prompt? Your first prompt for the 1,000 Doors Readathon is 5. And you can interpret this however you would like. So maybe you want to read a 5-star prediction from your TBR shelf. It could be a book that is number 5 in a series, or maybe any book from a series that has 5 books. It could literally be the book The 5 by Hallie Rubenhold if you want to go down that route, or any book with the word 5 in the title. I've got on my bookshelf here, The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. You could read that. You could reread a book that you read when you were 5, or maybe you could read a book that got recommended from a BookTube top 5 video.
I'm tempted to do that one. So her prompt was just 5 and to interpret that anyway, and I'm tempted because I do always set my TBR like in the order I want to read them for the month, and this was going to throw that all off because it's taking my whole first week of the month and I wasn't sure what the prompts were gonna be. So I'm tempted to go see what my 5th book of the month was gonna be. I looked, and unfortunately my 5th book of the month was going to be a sequel in which I have not read the first one yet. So I'm not going to use that as 5. And I don't really have any other ideas, I guess, right now for the number 5. So I think I'm going to actually go with Meg's prompt, which was the meme that was history. And I'm going to start, let me grab it. I'm going to read The Duke and I by Julia Quinn, which is a historical romance, and this series is actually coming to Netflix in December. And there is a like read along going on, which wasn't intended to start until November 9th, but I'm just going to do this a week early and read this as my first book here. So I'm actually excited to get to this, and it's something I was intending to read this month. So yeah, I'm hoping to work in as many things that I was already planning on as possible, but now I'm eager to read it and get to my next prompt. So I'm starting with Meg. We're doing construction and Chris is making loud noise downstairs, but I'm not going to stop him because it's a project I want done. But it is the next day. I'm still in my PJs, but I'm sitting down and I'm actually going to get to start my first book. So I have The Duke and I by Julia Quinn, and I'm going to start it. I just watched the first live show, which was fun. They played some games, so that was fun. But I want to get started on my actual reading and get to my next prompts. But I did just quickly want to mention, because I was going to grab them since I'm starting a new book, I was picking a new bookmark. And I just got in the full set of bookmarks from Sabine's Book Nook, which if you don't follow her on YouTube, you should be. I will link her channel down below, and I will link her Etsy shop where I got the bookmarks down below. But I wanted to buy these two, but it wasn't much more expensive to get the full set. But they're super cute bookmarks, and they are like nice and like sturdy. They're not just like a piece of paper. Almost laminated, I want to say, but that's not really what it is either. But yeah, here they all are. So super cute, and I was gonna pick one to use in this book, but which one? I think I'm gonna do the professional book lover one just because it kind of pink and pink goes together. So yeah, I am sitting down to start finally, and I will let you guys know what I'm thinking as I get a little bit further today. I am getting a video up, but I'm also 160 pages into The Duke and I by Julia Quinn, and I'm actually really liking it. I didn't really know what it was about other than that it followed like this family that has a bunch of kids, and like one of the girls is like courting a duke, but it's basically like a fake dating scenario, but they like obviously from the beginning are attracted to each other. But yeah, it's really cute, and I'm excited because this is a fairly long series, and like just the family in general is really fun so far. It is the next morning. Daylight savings time really screwed me last night. because I did fall asleep way sooner than I wanted to. I was going to like finish the section I was on of this and then give an update, but I fell right asleep. But I did get a really good chunk of the way through this yesterday. I should be able to finish this tonight and get my next prompt, which I'm super excited for. This is honestly really good. I would say this is a pretty funny book, and I also, again, just still love the family. And I was also noticing I really like the names in this book, so that's a thing. But yeah, it's a historical romance. Like I said, it's kind of a fake dating situation that probably isn't also fake, you know how it goes. But yeah, I'm having a good time. So I do only have like 60 pages left of this, so I'm gonna get in the bath and finish it right now, and then I'm gonna get my next prompt. But I do just want to say that this book is falling into some tropes in historical romance that tend to rub me the wrong way. So I do think my rating of this has been lowered a little bit, and I'm speaking that in terms of the relationships being like, I own you, in terms of like your wife, and like you must obey me. Just, you know, that doesn't really work for me. So yeah, that's just a concept that's come to fruition here. But I'm in the home stretch. I think that the main plot line has kind of, you know, come and gone. So I'm curious if the rest of the book is just going to be leading up to set up the next book, or what is even happening at this point. So I did just finish The Duke and I by Julia Quinn, and basically the only thing I didn't like about this was the actual conflicts. But I love like the family that this series is going to center around, and it was a pretty funny book. But yeah, there were a couple things that just didn't work for me that are pretty common things in historical romance. I prefer when they're not included, but they were here. So I thought long and hard about my rating, because I know it's what's going to affect the next door I get to go through. But I'm going to give this 4 stars. So now I have Meg's video pulled up, and I'm going to go to the end and find out what my next door is. I'm nervous. Okay, I'm clicking on the door that is for if you rated your book 4 to 5 stars. Who am I going to find? Who is the host gonna be?
Welcome to prompt 2. You are still with me on the second prompt, so you are staying loyal to me.
It's Meg again.
So the meme for this prompt is I'm back. I think this is a really easy prompt. I think I've been really kind to you here. I think there's a lot of ways you can interpret it. And
okay, so the meme that was her prompt was basically a woman saying, I'm back. And so she interpreted this as basically being like sequels, which is probably what I'm going to take it as. I thought about taking it as rereading something, because I do have one reread on my TBR this month. But seeing what the next doors are from this video, basically at the end of this prompt, you're responding if you knew where the book was going. So I don't want to choose a reread because there's only one option. Obviously I knew where it was going, I've read it before. So I'm gonna try to find probably a sequel or an author I've read before. I didn't even think about this when I just said that, but I went and looked, and when I said an author I've read before, I didn't even think that I could work in One by One by Ruth Ware. Because this will be my 3rd Ruth Ware book. I have read... Hi. I have read The Woman in Cabin 10 and The Turn of the Key, so this will be my 3rd one by her. And like I said, I need to get to this, so I'm going to use this again. And I guess, Ruth Ware, I'm back. So it's actually Wednesday morning now. I skipped a whole day yesterday. It was election day here in the United States, so after work I just went and voted, and then I came home and I needed to clean a room out for Chris to get to on our house project, and then I kind of just anxiously watched the election unfold, honestly. I did read my minimum of 30 minutes. That's my minimum goal every day, so I'm like 35 pages into One by One by Ruth Ware, so I'm still learning like who the characters are. I'm not very far at all, but I have hopes to do better today. I don't like that I basically skipped a whole day, but I needed to take a rest. I'm laying down in bed to tell you this, but I did read a good chunk of One by One tonight. I read like a full hour, but I was gonna do more, but I'm just tired now. But basically the premise of the book is that this company is having like a meeting at a ski resort, basically to discuss whether they're going to sell the company or not. So all the shareholders are voting on whether they're going to sell the company or not. And a big storm comes through and people start going missing, I think. And so the whole premise of One by One is they start going missing one by one. So I think I'm getting close to like the first thing happening, but like I said, I'm just so tired tonight. I think I'm gonna go to bed. I did a full hour, so that is enough. As much as I want my next prompt, I'm just not in the headspace yesterday or today, so I'd rather as stuff gets going be into it than like force myself to do it tonight. So we're gonna pretend like I didn't just disappear for 2 days. It is like Friday night now, and I just had a hair appointment and she squeezed me in, so I didn't have her do anything, so she just braided it quick. But I am gonna be near Barnes & Noble, so I'm about to go book shopping. It's Saturday morning. I got my coffee, but I wanted to start by taking these out to see what my hair looks like when I take them out. You can tell how good I slept by how crazy this looks right now. I was zonked out last night. Alright. I never braid my hair, so I don't even, if I hate this, I like can't wash my hair for a couple days because I just colored it. Not bad. I'll have to like mess with it to make it lay decent, but so far so good. And we went with a darker root, so my roots are like closer to black now, which I think I'm actually gonna like better. But my one chunk in the front that always wants to be green just is forever going to be. Not bad. Like I never would wear my hair like this, but that's what we're gonna be working with today. But I did want to kind of chat this morning about my week, as I obviously got way off track this week. I've just been feeling, I don't even necessarily want to say I've been feeling anxious. I've been really tired. I am really busy at work. And then the election, I've just been kind of following that. I've been okay with that. There's some things I'm not thrilled about. Obviously, politics are hard, but yeah, I was kind of paying attention to that. And then just tired. Which I do feel refreshed this morning. I am a little bummed. I'm kind of, you know, over it now, but a couple days ago I did break my over 100-day reading streak of reading for over 30 minutes a day. I think on Thursday I was just like, I'm not reading a single page today. So yeah, I'm still where I told you last I was in One by One by Ruth Ware. I'm on page 104. But I do plan on finishing that today. My goal for today and tomorrow is to read 5 hours each day. So I should be able to get One by One and one other book done this weekend, which is fine. I'm on track with my goals for the month. Everything is fine. But yesterday when I said I was going to get to go to the bookstore and then never popped back on and said like I bought this, I went here. I did go to Barnes & Noble. And I had 3 things on my mind that I was looking for. I was looking for The Nothing Man, The House in the Cerulean Sea, and Black Sun. And I couldn't find any of them. So it was kind of busy, and like the staff was already helping other people, and I kind of was just like already a little cranky. I've been a little cranky this week, so I just left. Like I didn't want to wait. I was still an hour and a half from home, so I just left. But I got home and my book of the month box was here, so I am going to open that. And the reason I didn't buy other things, there were other things I found that I really would have liked to buy. But on my Jokes on Me TBR, I only rolled that I can buy 2 books this month. So I'm kind of saving it for 2 of those 3. I didn't want to just pick up like a historical romance that I can probably get on my Kindle with my holds. Those 3 that I mentioned are ones that the holds on at the library are super long, so if I want to read them soon, I need to purchase them. But I'm gonna open, where's my scissors? Oh, they're right here. I'm gonna open my book of the month and show you what I got from book of the month this month. Book of the month I do not count towards my book purchasing. I allow myself to buy 2 books from book of the month every single month because I like to. Alright, I remember what I picked as my add-on, but I don't remember what I actually picked as like my book for the month. I actually might have picked 2 books that weren't actually the 5 options. Okay, so the one I remember first is on top, and I bought The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, and I picked this maybe surprisingly because if you watch me, you know me and V.E. Schwab have not gotten along in the past. I have not vibed with her books. Vicious is probably one of my least favorite books of all time, but I have heard over and over again that this is so different from anything she's ever written, and the premise does interest me. So, and everyone's been crying, and so I kind of want to cry too. So I picked this up. I'm hoping to enjoy it. I'm hoping the rumors are true that this is different. But from my understanding, this is basically about a main character named Addie who makes a deal to live forever. But that deal comes with the consequence of no one will remember her. So basically, like in an interaction, if she leaves out of your eyesight at all, you forget her. So she's never remembered. And then it sounds like she's somewhere and someone remembers her. So there's that. And apparently it's sad. And then I do remember the other one I picked. So I didn't pick any of the actual options for this month because the other one was a pick many months ago. It probably says it. Yeah, this was a book from April that I don't know why I didn't get in April. I'll have to look at what I actually got in April over this. But I got The Guest List by Lucy Foley because literally everyone that reads thrillers has been talking about this year, and I don't know why I didn't get it the first time, but I'm really excited for it. This actually kind of reminds me of another book I've read, and One by One does the same thing, kind of where people are in like a secluded location and like someone or multiple people start going missing or end up murdered, and I like that vibe, so I'm excited to read this one. I think this is set at a wedding and someone goes missing, dies. I'm not sure which one, but this is not a very long book. It's way shorter than I was anticipating, so maybe I'll get to this by the end of the year. But yeah, those are my 2 books I got from Book of the Month. Very happy with those. And as I always say, I just love Book of the Month, like genuinely. I've been getting it for over a year. So yeah, there's that. I'm gonna get into my day. Like I said, I want to read 5 hours today. I am thinking I'm gonna cut this vlog into a part 1 and part 2 just because this week has been kind of a bummer, so I'd hope that the second half I could be a little peppier, have a different vibe for that one. But yeah, if I want to get through it, I better get to it. My house is not clean, but I wanted to show you guys what this project is that we're doing down here. As you can see, all of our furniture is moved. But we actually are ripping up all of the base on our main floor, and this was a whole like door frame that got ripped off, and we're actually replacing all of the flooring on our main level here. So we ripped up all the base all throughout. Our kitchen table has like a bunch of stuff on it, so don't look at it. But as you can see, like all that base is ripped out all the way through our kitchen. And Chris already ripped up some flooring here. This is an old house. The people who lived here before us had a puppy. We've had a puppy here, and we had another dog here. So we're not quite sure what all of our hardwoods under here are going to look like. So we're going to have to clean all this up and cover it back up. But like all of this is ripped out. So that's why Chris has been making so much noise. We are going back into these. We have 2 bedrooms back here that have already been started too. So we're going all the way through here with the flooring and the trim and everything. But yeah, it's actually a pretty big project, and we're gonna have to paint essentially our whole main floor too, which I hate painting. Like to my core, I hate painting. So that's what's going on, and also causing me more stress. Like all week this has been getting torn apart. So I'm actually doing dishes right now. I'm drying because I told Chris I would get some chores done today. It's my turn, but I am over halfway done with One by One by Ruth Ware now, and I have a theory about who it is. You're in my cupboard, by the way, so I'm putting plates and bowls like above you. So now it's just to find out if who I think it is who it is, so that I can go through my next door. I'm not sure how long that book is. I know I'm on page like 240. So I definitely am making progress today. Like I said, I have to do some more chores, but I've got my groove back in me today. And it's not even that late yet. It's not even noon. I'm watching Meg's live on Instagram now, which she is going to be doing sprints, and I should be able to finish this. During those sprints, I've like 50 pages left, not even 50 pages left, so I definitely should be able to finish this during sprints. Okay, so I finished One by One by Ruth Ware, and I'm giving this 2.5 stars. It was not great. Unfortunately, it was just a little too easy, and I didn't guess who it was because I was thinking it was gonna be a little bit harder to guess than it was. It was almost too easy, like the person that was presented. But like I said, I am gonna land on 2.5 stars, but the prompt for what I need to pick to go through my next door is whether it was whether I predicted it or not, I think, which I'm gonna pull up the video now and watch and go through the door. So it's, did you guess where it was going? Yes, no, yes, but I didn't mind, or DNF. And I'm gonna go with no because it wasn't who I thought, even though it still was like predictable. It's not who I was like, oh, it's gonna be this person. So for prompt 3, I'm gonna go with no. And who am I gonna get behind the door? I've been with Meg the whole time so far.
You are smashing this. Oh my god.
It's Tasman, which I'm glad to see somebody new. I love Meg, but I don't want to stick with her the entire time.
My third prompt for you is a book that feels like Marvel. Now you could interpret this as the MCU, you could interpret it as the comics, you could take a character that you really like or a character that you dislike, a certain character trait. For example,
So it is a book that reminds you of Marvel, and I am not, like, I'm not familiar at all. Like, I'm not in that world at all. I'm gonna have to really look into what to even go with. Yikes. Sorry guys if you're big Marvel fans. Okay, I landed on a book for this, and it's probably the biggest stretch I've taken in the readathon so far, but I am going to do a reread, which this is a book that I read quite a long time ago. I think I read it in 2017, and I don't remember much about it, but I'm gonna reread Nimona by Noelle Stevenson, basically because not only is this a comic, like Marvel comics, but it does deal with like superheroes, villains, sidekicks, so I think it's the closest thing I have to something that would be Marvel, so that's what I'm gonna go with, and it'll be quick so I can get my next prompt. And I do think this is the last one I'm gonna read for this video, so I'm basically gonna sit down, read it quick. It's a graphic novel, so it should be fast, and then close out this first portion of the vlog. So I did just finish Nimona by Noelle Stevenson, and I did go back and look at when I read this and what I thought about it when I read it last time. And I read it in April of 2016, and I gave it 4 stars then, which I'm gonna stick with again. And my Goodreads review, I had made just like one little comment about that I knocked this a star because it felt rushed. It felt like it went too fast and I would have liked more. And I felt that exact same way this time. So I'm gonna stick with my original rating of 4 stars. If you don't know what this is about, we're following Nimona, who basically approaches the villain of this story, basically tells him that she's gonna be his new sidekick, and she's a shapeshifter, but nobody really knows how she became a shapeshifter, and that's kind of like a mystery through this. and there is some fun action scenes. The relationship between the hero and the villain is very interesting, and yeah, all around this is really good. And I never hear people talking about this anymore. When I picked it up and when it came out, it was pretty popular, but if you haven't been like in the booktube world or book community world for long and have never heard of this, I would definitely recommend it. But dinner's about to be ready, so I'm going to actually end this video here. I hope you are intrigued enough to come back and figure out what my last 2 prompts are going to be. After dinner, I'm going to get my next prompt. And let me know if you've read any of these books, if you like them, if I piqued your interest in anything. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!